just staring at the screen.
Hey, it's the Fantasy Football Avengers. We are back for episode. What is it? Episode 5.
Cinco. Whoa,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm starting to lose track of these episodes. But yeah, we're back for episode 5. We got some good stuff for you guys today, as you can see on this left side of the screen or right, whatever side you want. We got the week 2 reactions. We got WTH. We got the bust of the week coming up, and we also got the waiver wire pickups. Even though most leagues waivers have already passed, we still got some players that you guys ain't picking up that you need to be picking up. We got some trade targets, and we have the Thursday night football preview. So without any further ado, let's get this party started with the intro.
You're now about to witness the strength of fantasy football knowledge.
Welcome to the Fantasy Football Avengers podcast, starring Kyle Shanahan's, Boulevard, GQ, and GI16. And now, here's the boys.
Ew. Garfield hates when I do that. He hates when I do that. I asked him yesterday, I said, hey, Garfield, you got a good kicker this week? Aubrey was pretty good last week.
It was.
He said he got something cooking up. So, you know, we're looking forward to your kicker of the week this week, Garfield.
Right? Really, there was a lot of solid kickers last week, though.
Yes. You know why? The kickers are so good this year?
Why is that?
Because the quarterbacking sucks.
Don't lie. Did you see that thing about the numbers have been going backwards since like 2016?
Yes.
Crazy.
I saw that, and I felt like it. At first I felt like it was kind of crazy, but then I'm like, you know what? No, it's not. Like,
right.
We are crowning mid QBs as elite in the National Football League.
No lie.
You know, we're crowning, like, back in the day, we had real elite quarterbacks. You know, you had your Brady's, you had your Peyton Manning's, you had your Andrew Luck's, you had your I don't care what nobody say, Andrew Luck was elite. We had your Drew Brees, you had your Aaron Rodgers. Like, you had some pretty good quarterbacks. And if you had these guys on your team was eating. Like, you had to have at least one of these 5 guys on your team if you planned on making the playoffs. You had to get you, but you know, we weren't rushing to get them in the first round. Like, we'll rush to get Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. We'll rush to get them in the first round. But these guys are not putting up the numbers that a Drew Brees was putting up.
No.
Like, Drew Brees in his prime playing fantasy football, you would pick Drew Brees in round 5, round 6, and you would get a guy that would give you, if he wasn't giving you 5,000 yards, he was giving you damn near 5,000 yards and 32 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
That's more than solid.
And that was not the first quarterback off the board.
And he was definitely not the first quarterback off the board. But he was giving you solid numbers in round 5. Hell, you could wait round 8, round 9, round 10 and get you a Phillip Rivers, and he would give you solid numbers. We was taking Ben Roethlisberger around that time too. And Ben was giving you solid numbers. Ben was giving you 46, 47, 4,800 yards with 30 TDs. We're not getting that today. We're not getting that type of production today from nobody outside of maybe Mahomes, and Mahomes hasn't done it in a couple of years. Allen did it close. He did it on the ground and through the air last year.
Yeah. That's where it comes from now. That's the norm. If they're going to get 300 yards or so, it's going to be like 60 of it at least going to be on the ground.
Yeah, and then that opens your QB up to injuries.
Yeah.
And which we have a lot of those, which we did not have back in the day. Back in the day, it wasn't a lot of QBs injured. Like, you got your quarterback, they stood in that pocket, and they threw darts all over the field, or dots, threw them all over the field, and your team benefited, and you had a quarterback for the whole year. You ain't had to worry about putting a backup in the game. So, yeah, like
there are so many coming in not knowing how to slide.
That too.
That is amazing to me. Like, none of these running quarterbacks seem to have a grip on sliding. They all have to be taught once they get here.
Like a guy like Anthony Richardson.
Yeah,
like he wants to take on contact like he's Cam Newton, and he's not big as Cam Newton. Cam could take on those hits because he's a big guy.
Cam was bigger than one.
Yeah, Cam was bigger than some of the damn linebackers.
Exactly. Yeah, like, he could eat that.
Yeah, he could eat those hits. I mean, didn't make his career last long, but he was eating those hits.
Right? Tua could not eat those hits.
Tua cannot eat
too
those
damn
hits.
small.
He's slide and put the guardian cap on, my guy.
Yes.
I'm gonna advocate for that. I'm gonna advocate that for all players. Like,
absolutely.
CTE is real. Wear the guardian cap. I don't care. You're not out there to look cool in your uniform. You're out there to make money, make plays, make money, and provide for your family. You don't want no one hit taking that away from you. So
we don't need no more Benoit,
Antonio Browns,
Mendez's, Antonio Brown. Like, we see what happens when you get your bell rung too many times. We don't need no more of that.
Antonio Brown, all it took was one good time to get his bell rung, and now this dude that lost his damn mind.
I think that was him all along, though. I should just give him an excuse.
You said Perfect brought it out of him? All right, so week 2 was a crazy one. It was a crazy one. We're going to go through these. We should have known it was going to be crazy based off of how Thursday night shook out last week. Like, that set the tone for the week. That crazy game set the tone for the week. Like,
they shocked the hell out of me. I tell you what.
Tua got knocked out by the guy that got knocked out 2 years ago. Like, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Hamlin didn't even seem like he was ready to make the tackle.
Right.
Like, he's still trying to get his arms up. Ball run neck first into his chest and knock himself out.
He ran into a clothesline from hell that wasn't even set up properly.
Right. Boy just took the shot, just flop.
Right. Crazy.
He sold that shit like a champion, though.
Yeah. So Tua, if you started him, you were probably upset because he didn't finish the game, and had he played the rest of the game, he probably could have salvaged with some garbage time points, like Tyreek could have salvaged some garbage time points.
Right.
A lot of people are worried about Tyreek Hill because of Skylar Thompson. I don't think you should worry much about Tyreek Hill, because you should worry about Waddle. If you have Waddle on your team and you're starting, that's who you need to worry about, because the games that Skylar Thompson has started, Tyreek Hill has got 9-10 plus targets a game, and he's always had a good number. He's always had a good week. Like, Tyreek Hill can have a good week with anybody. I tried to explain this to people. People thought that Tyreek with Tua, because they like, oh, Tua has a noodle arm. How can he get the ball to Tyreek? I'm like, fam, did y'all not watch Tyreek Hill play with Alex Smith? Tyreek Hill ate with Alex Smith. Alex Smith didn't have the strongest arm in the world, but you know what? Alex Smith looked like a god that year. If you drafted Alex Smith that year, the year that they drafted Pat Mahomes and Alex Smith started that year, if you drafted Alex Smith, you had found a gem. I think that was the only time Alex Smith ever went over 4,000 yards in a season. And it was because he just kept throwing the ball to Tyreek Hill and throwing the ball to Kelsey. And Tyreek Hill had, I want to say he had about 1,300 yards that year. So I'm like, if he could do that with Alex Smith, he could definitely do that with Tua. And he's done that and more.
Season.
Yeah. Like I drafted Alex Smith that year in a league. This particular league, the quarterbacks don't really score that high. So I always like to take my skill position players first. I like to take my running backs, my wide receivers. I like to take them first and then double back around for a quarterback because they score high. The skill position players score high. I ended up just taking Alex Smith. I mean, that year, I won that league one year with Trevor Siemian as one of my two quarterbacks. Like that's
the strategy most years to just let a quarterback fall.
Yeah.
Like stock up at running back, stock up at receiver, then let the quarterback fall to you, say round 6, round 7. You could still find a gem there.
Right. And Alex Smith went off that year. He went off. And I was happy as hell he went off because I won that league again that year with Alex Smith as one of my two quarterbacks. So don't fret Tyreek. Tyreek is going to still, I don't know if he's going to produce like he produced with Tua out there, but he's still going to get you some good numbers. Like, I expect this. Like, who the Dolphins playing this week?
You know, I've looked at that 3 times and I keep forgetting. Hold on.
I'm gonna give y'all some numbers for Tua. Once I figure out who they're playing.
See, they're at Seattle.
They're in Seattle. Okay, cool. I can see Tyreek getting about 8 catches. He's going to get about 13 targets, 8 catches for 95 yards and a touchdown. Solid numbers. Solid numbers right there.
Yeah, that's a good game.
Yeah, solid.
Probably expecting a big play out of that bunch.
Yeah, one big play. Like, I don't think it's going to be a deep pass. I think it's going to be something that he catches for 5 yards, and then he's just going to but catch a 5-yard pass and take it about 40, 50 yards.
Wait, you said 8 for 96?
Yeah, 8 for 90.
Well, 8 for 96. That's a solid game, yeah.
Yeah, 8 for 96 and a touchdown.
What's that, like 17 points in Yahoo?
Yeah. No, that's about 20-something points. Because you're going to get 6.
We have weird scoring.
Yeah, you get a point per catch. So it's like 8. That's 8 right there. And then he has 96 yards. So that's 9.6. So you're already looking at 16 right there. Then another 6 for touchdown. 22.6 points.
Didn't count the touchdown, yeah.
Yeah, I can live with that. I can live with that till Tua comes back. Now, are we looking at Snoop Huntley? Or are we waiting to see what they say for Tua? How long Tua's going to be out? Because they're going to put him on an IR.
As far as I can tell, it's still Skyler, isn't it? For the time being. I mean,
we all know Tyler Huntley is going to be in there.
If it's this week, it's probably still
Skyler's going to play this week.
Yeah.
But if they lose and they look terrible, Snoop's going to play. So, are we looking at him in fantasy?
I've already, I mean, if you're that desperate, or if you had Tua, and you had Tua, you should have him already. Yeah, you should just went and grabbed him immediately.
In deeper leagues, yes. Deeper quarterback leagues.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Definitely stash him.
Yeah. Otherwise, you gotta have a better option on your team.
What can it hurt? I thought about it in our fantasy football Avengers League, but I got Barrow, Mahomes, and Baker Mayfield, and we all laughed at the Baker Mayfield pick. I laughed because I'm like, I don't want this guy, but that guy's been playing. The guy's been balling this year. So far, he's been balling.
And then my fantasy team, the Avengers League, I have Watson as my second QB. And coming off the bench, I have Bryce Young, Jameis Winston, and Malik Willis for the time being.
God damn.
Something's got to give there. Yeah.
Something's got to give.
Yeah. So that's the situation I'm in at quarterback.
I'm
going to ride it out as long as I can now.
I feel like Winston is going to take that spot soon.
That's the hope. That's really the hope.
Just got to hold on. You just got to hold on. Because you already know when Winston get in there, with Amari Cooper, Judy.
Watson is ruining Amari Cooper this season. Ruining that man's numbers.
I have so much stock in Amari Cooper this year because I believe in Amari Cooper. Like I've been a believer of Amari Cooper since he was a rookie. Everywhere Amari Cooper went, if he's on the board and I need a wide receiver too, he's the guy I'm taking.
Mm-hmm.
After I got all my running backs, I got my running back and my number one wide receiver. If he's still on the board, that's my guy because he produces everywhere he goes.
Yes. Not this season. What do you got? 5 catches?
Something like that. Like, I kind of wish, honestly, I wish they would have sat Watson down and kept Flacco.
Oh, yeah.
Like, do you know if they would have kept Flacco, even Judy would probably be viable in fantasy football this year.
They'd at least be a safe picks to have.
Yeah, like he would be if you're in a league where you have multiple flex spots, he would be a good flex.
If that's your flex spot or your emergency, your bye week player, you could do a lot worse.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. So that's why I'm kind of holding out hope for Flacco in Indy. I'm not rooting for injury. I never root for injury, but I just know if an injury happens to Anthony Richardson, then Michael Pittman is going to become he's going to become a guy again. Pierce may continue to be a guy. Pierce is surprising.
He's doing something.
Yeah, he's doing something down there. Mm-hmm. Downs is going to be a guy. And Jonathan Taylor would finally be Jonathan Taylor again.
Right.
So
we need that player. We need Taylor to be at the top of his game.
Yeah, we definitely need that.
Considering how high he goes in drafts, we need him to be better.
So let's go over these games. Let's do this the 1:00 games.
All right. Well, we probably looking at a different schedule again, but like this week, might be. Oh, last week.
Yeah, last week.
All right, New Orleans at Dallas. New Orleans smashed Dallas.
Smash Dallas. We'll save that for later.
Idaho potato. All right. You want to open with Tampa Bay, Detroit?
Good game. Amon-Ra Brock comes back to the world.
Mm-hmm.
Williams still fantasy viable, but Laporta is starving. Everybody's eating but Laporta.
All the tight ends are starving for the most part. I don't get it.
I think in one of my leagues I got Laporta, and I think I'm about to trade Laporta because I also got old boy from Arizona. So I don't really need McBride. I don't need Laporta. I could trade him high right now before he has another suck game. If they're not going to use Laporta, trade him to the 49ers. What about a use for him? We can always use another tight end.
Every team could if they use him. But I mean, I'm out here trying to do Shanahan, Kyle Pitts, and fucking the hell was it? Oh shit! Now I forgot who the hell was. Anyway, go on.
Man, Kyle Pitts. That Monday night game. We're going to get to Kyle Pitts on that Monday night game because I've seen some things I didn't like from him. What was the next? Well, we're not finished this. We're not finished this one. Godwin is back. Chris Godwin is officially back. He is officially back.
You can make that assumption safely. Yeah,
he's healthy. He's healthy, and he's back. A lot of people thought that McMillan was coming for a spot. I don't think so. I think Godwin's spot is solidified. He is solidified. Mike Evans didn't have a real good game this week, but it was because it was the Godwin show. But Baker Mayfield, impressive the last couple weeks.
Actually put Godwin pretty high in his matchup this week.
Yeah.
In my top 10, I have him at number 8 matchups because he's going against Denver's weak-ass defense and Sir Chains. I mean, yeah, he's not going to be he's not going to have any trouble. He's not the number 1, so
yeah, start everybody. if you got Buccaneers, if you got healthy Buccaneers this week, start everybody.
Yeah, that's kind of the gist of my fantasy matchups this week. Yeah,
they are. But you know what though? We kind of said some of this shit last week, and then what happened?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was all in on Philly.
I'm not playing with the NFL this week. I'm expecting the stars to show up and show out, but I'm not calling for ass whippings. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not playing with the NFL this week. Are we starting anybody on Denver?
No.
Yeah, I'm not starting anybody. No. Not against Tampa Bay's defense.
No.
Yeah, not against Tampa Bay's defense. I'm not starting anybody on Denver. Like, I don't think I have no shares of any Denver Broncos players. Like, not even in Dynasty League do I have any shares of any Broncos players.
Like I said, I wouldn't have mind having that Bucks defense. I know I got Mike Evans somewhere. One of my 6 or 7 leagues. I know I got him somewhere.
I would play the Bucks defense this week if I had room on my bench to stash them.
Right.
A lot of my leagues, I got Buffalo. I got Buffalo's defense in a lot of my leagues. So I can't really play Tampa Bay. No, you know what? No. In one of my the only 49ers fan league, I just picked up the Bucks defense. And I'm going to play them over the Cowboys defense.
Absolutely.
Because I think the Cowboys defense is probably going to get ravaged this week. Unless the Ravens are frauds. Unless they are frauds, I feel like I tell you what, this Cowboys and Ravens game is going to define who really is the fraud.
I have Jackson at my number 8 at quarterback, so I got kind of invested in this game. I need the Cowboys to get the asses kicked. Also got Likely on the board at 7 too.
I think everybody wants the Cowboys to get their asses kicked.
Yeah, every week. Fuck them.
If the Cowboys went 1-16, I don't think anybody would be. I think the majority of America would probably be happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I don't care. I understand you're an Eagles fan, so you're always going to want the Cowboys to get their ass kicked. I'm a 49er fan, but it's not the 90s no more for me. It's not the 90s no more.
Right. I mean, it's hard to root against them when they don't do shit.
Right. Like, I don't care about Cowboys anymore. Like, in the 90s, I cared because every year we had to go through them in order to get to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. That's it hasn't been like that for the last 20 years.
Right.
So I don't care.
Mean, if it wasn't for Jerry and all of their corny ass fan base, they might actually be lovable losers like Cleveland used to be or Detroit used to be. But they can't even get that because they got a microphone and jar of space every week, and he out there saying stupid shit, trying to get sound bites instead of trying to make a winner. So
giving the fans that Kool-Aid and they be sipping that shit. Only in Dallas can the owner keep giving you Kool-Aid for 20 years and you keep drinking it. Any other way, in Philly, if Jerry Jones was the owner in Philly, they'd have his head.
Yeah.
They would have his head. You can't pull that.
Burn Novacare to the ground by now.
You cannot, like, if he was the owner of the Ravens, you can't pull that in Baltimore. You can't you got to give us wins. You can't give us hope. You can't give us Kool-Aid. Even in San Fran, you can't do that. Like, we ranted and raved for Denise to let that team go, and the only reason why we haven't gone off yet because she let Jed run the team, and one of Jed's first things was, I want Jim Harbaugh as the coach. All right, cool. You got Jim Harbaugh. We went to 3 straight NFC Championship games and a Super Bowl. We were happy. Even though we didn't win, we were still happy because we were winning. You got rid of Jim Harbaugh for reasons I totally understand.
Yeah.
I told most people don't know the story, but Harbaugh, he shitted on Jed. Jed came down to the practice field to see the team, and Harbaugh told him, "This is only for men."
Jesus Christ. Can't say that to the president.
Right. And so the writing was on the wall at that point. It was on the wall at that point. So as much as I didn't want Harbaugh to go, I totally understood when I heard that. So now you got Shanahan in here. Shanahan is winning. You can't feed your average NFL fan base Kool-Aid like you can feed it to the Cowboys.
Not like
They
that.
believe in that
Not
shit
for decades. Hell no.
Yeah, they believe in that shit. Like, kids was 10. Now you're 30. Now you're 30, going into your 40s, and you're still getting that Kool-Aid.
My co-host was what, 5, 6 years old the first time when they got to the Super Bowl in the 90s.
Right.
He was 36 now. Yeah, so something like that.
Niggas is old.
Yeah.
And Jerry's still giving y'all that Kool-Aid. I got a homegirl. She's in the league. Hopefully we're gonna get her on the show one day. She's very knowledgeable of football. I really respect her football knowledge. She's a Cowboys fan, and she said she's not gonna be happy until Jerry Jones is dead.
Damn. But I understand. I understand her grief. I do. I really do. Because it's going to be this way until he's gone. And maybe even after Stephen Jones or the daughter or the secret daughter, if they ain't got no damn sense either running the damn team.
Okay, so
for even longer.
So you saying it's going to be like what CM Punk said WWE was going to be like with Vince dies?
Basically, more. I don't know. Yeah, that's a fair assumption. Can't really have your hopes up for the next regime there at all. You know, in WWE, it turned out okay so far.
Yeah, only because Vince got caught with some shit.
Literally,
he got caught with some shit. They're gonna have to do to Jerry Jones what they did to the owner, the ex-owner of the Redskins. They're gonna have to get some shit on Jerry Jones.
Yeah. Well, it was like he had shit on the whole league. They had to do something.
Right.
That man was a monster. Dan Snyder was a monster.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Tepper down in Carolina, he looking like more of the same. So
I haven't heard much of Tepper. What's going on with Tepper?
You see what just happened with Young.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't the coach that did that. That came from up top. And the same dude, he threw in drinks at fans during games.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember him throwing drinks at the fan. But why would you? I understand that y'all not doing well right now.
Mm-hmm.
You just drafted this guy last year. You just drafted him last year.
Right.
And instead of getting a veteran to play and then let him sit on the sidelines and watch, you just immediately throw him into the fire with no offensive line, no weapons outside of Thielen, and You expected this guy to do something?
He had 17 games with no help. What was he supposed to do? How was he supposed to walk in the door with Miles Sanders at the end of his career and Thielen at the end of his career? And those are his strongest options. That ain't gonna work. That couldn't work with Mahomes.
Nah, not at all. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because my camera's off.
Just asking for a failure with that. You're setting the man up for failure.
Give me 1 second. I gotta reboot this right quick. Hold up.
Did you pause it?
All right, so we had a technical difficulty. My camera decided that I'm too sexy for it and decided it wanted to cut off. So we're back though. All right. So what's the next game on the docket?
The next game on the docket is, what did we just cover? New York, Cleveland?
No, that probably would have been the next one.
Okay. All right, then we can go with that. New York, Cleveland.
Hold up, New York, Cleveland? Is that this week or last week?
That's this week.
No, we talking about last week's game.
Oh shit, man, my bad. I'm staring at two different screens over here. Okay.
I need more screens on my laptop.
All right. Indianapolis, Green Bay. Upset special, maybe, probably not an upset, but definitely a shock.
No, this was definitely an upset. Because who expected Malik Willis to come in against a stout defense and win?
I know at some point I threw the possibility out there on one of the shows.
Yeah, but I figured we were trolling. Like we were trolling.
Yeah, I did not believe it in my heart when I said it. No, because all I've ever seen that boy do is get sacked. So
right, run around, try to extend the play and get dropped. That's all we ever seen from Malik Willis. That's all I've ever seen from Malik Willis. And if he didn't get dropped, he was overthrowing receivers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was a bit perplexed about that one because I started Indy's defense in a lot of leagues, and luckily I won all those leagues I was in because my other players just went off. Shout out Alvin Kamara. My other players went off, but yeah, I was not expecting this. But no. I'm gonna tell you something else I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting Josh Jacobs to get 32 damn carries.
I was about to say, shout out to Josh Jacobs.
Right.
Rock.
This is what we need. This is now we getting back to man ball. That's what we getting back to. That's some man football right there. When a running back get 30 plus carries, that's man football right there.
You listening over there in Baltimore?
Right. Talk about we didn't bring Derrick Henry in here to beat him. What you bring him in here for?
What's wrong with you? It's Derrick Henry.
What you bring him in here for? Like y'all need to teams need to stop trying to get cute on offense.
Thank you. That's all I keep saying.
Trying to get cute on offense. Play. This is a man's game. Play it like in Baltimore. The Ravens are a grinded out team. You play like men. You play like men, and this is what we expected when you brought Derrick Henry in. Derrick Henry's a man. Give him the ball.
Football is not ice cream; it's steak and potatoes.
Exactly.
There's no sweet to it.
None. This is a man's game.
Yes.
Damn all that diva shit. This is a man's game.
And that applies to the girls that play it too. Y'all just men when y'all on the field.
Except for if you play in the lingerie football league. I don't care what y'all say that L is for. It's still the lingerie football league. Y'all still out there playing in thongs, and some of y'all look good. I'm gonna watch.
First time I turned that on, it wasn't for the football, but I came back for the football. But
hold up. One thing I want to take away from that game.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor was not on the field in the fourth quarter, and I have a problem with that.
Should have a problem with that.
Because the reason given from the coach, your ex offensive coordinator,
Yeah.
he said that we were throwing the ball trying to get back into the game. So Jonathan Taylor's not a pass catcher. When did this happen?
I'm sure he was better than the alternative.
Exactly. Jonathan Taylor has always been a pass catcher. I mean, he's not Christian McCaffrey, but he doesn't need to be Christian McCaffrey. He can take a pass to the house.
Right.
I've seen him do it. I've seen him take a catch and take it to the house. So why is he not on the field?
Those are the moves of an 0-2 team. That's how you be winless. You don't have your best player on the field in the fourth quarter. That's a winless strategy.
Yes, definitely is a winless strategy. What's next?
Next. Houston at Minnesota.
No, that's next week.
Oh, shit, I did it again. Well, hold on my ass to it. Jets at Titans. Jets won 24-17.
And this was the Calvin Ridley come out party.
Mm-hmm.
That Tennessee offense is starting to look like how I wanted it to look. How I imagined it looked. And once Hop gets back on the field at 100%, it's probably going to be a lot better. I'm not saying they're going to win a lot of games, but they're going to be formidable. What did Pollard do in this game?
62 yards, but I know he got some production on the ground too.
Yeah, and Spears got hurt. So
yeah,
it's Pollard full stream now.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jets, I don't know what's going on with Garrett Wilson. I don't know what's going on with Garrett. I don't know what the connection is between him and Rodgers. Well, we're gonna save that topic for a little bit later.
Okay.
Braylon Allen, are we picking him up?
Yeah, he's a damn vulture.
I hate the vultures. I hate the vultures that go. Like, if you're gonna be a vulture, at least get some targets. Get some targets or get some run. Like, David Montgomery is a vulture, but David Montgomery gets run. So I don't mind starting David Montgomery. Like, I don't mind picking up David Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, the Lions figured it out. How to keep everybody happy in fantasy football outside of the Laporta owners.
Somebody got to step up.
Right. Because you can play Montgomery, you can play Jahmyr Gibbs, you can play Amon-Ra St. Brown, and you can play Williams this year. You could play all of them. Last year it was Laporta instead of Williams, but you could play. The Lions have figured it out how to keep everybody happy, including the fantasy owners.
Yeah.
I need the Jets to figure this out.
I mean, wait, let me go back and look at something. Go on, but I just need to look at something.
I need the Jets to figure this out. I need Garrett Wilson to get on page with Aaron Rodgers, and I got a feeling like this is going to be the week.
Golf may come up again later on.
Yeah. I feel like this is going to be the week, this upcoming week, that Garrett Wilson gets close to 100 yards and a touchdown.
Oh, good.
I think this is going to be the week.
They had expectations for him.
I had expectations for him because I foolishly took him over Justin Jefferson in my big money league. Foolishly. Foolishly. I should have took Justin Jefferson and then came back in the next round and took Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, I would have been extremely happy with my team. Now, if Garrett Wilson can get on page with Aaron Rodgers for the rest of the season, I ain't gonna fret too much. I ain't gonna be too upset, you know.
All right, Garrett Wilson had my number 10 fantasy matchup against New England this week.
You know what? That game is tomorrow. So I called my shot for tomorrow.
There you
What's the next game?
go. New York at Washington.
What's the next game? Like,
Basically, yeah. Los Angeles.
Malik Neighbors. That's all I got to say. Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
He had like 20 targets. And you know what's crazy?
And the most.
You know what's crazy? They did all that and still lost. Like you scored more touchdowns than the other team and you still lost.
How's that even possible? I didn't even know that was possible. I'm glad I didn't watch that game.
I would have been.
Anybody who had to sit there and watch that.
Yeah. It's just some horrible quarterbacking in today's NFL, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible. These guys are getting bigger, faster, stronger, more athletic, but nowhere near skilled. Nowhere near skilled.
Tom Brady was talking about that the other day.
When Tom Brady talks about quarterbacking, people should listen.
Mm-hmm.
People should definitely listen. Like, this guy is... I'm going to say this as a Joe Montana fan. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback to ever play in the NFL. I'm going to say that as a Joe Montana fan. When he talks about quarterbacking, you should listen.
Oh, yeah. You already said that they dumbed down the game to make it easier for rookies.
They did.
Yeah,
they did.
They definitely did.
They did. And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? It's like they know it's a cheat code. Just go get you an athletic guy and let him run around.
Mm-hmm.
They do it in high school. They do it in college. Nobody wants to teach these guys how to be NFL quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
They just want them to be athletes. Could you imagine if you took one of these kids to the side in high school and actually had him go out there with a throwing coach?
Would have made a huge difference if somebody like Anthony Richardson or Bryce Young.
Yes, like
coming in underdeveloped.
Yeah, and it's sad. It's really sad that it's that way. But it is what it is. They're going to chew these guys up and spit them right out.
Mm-hmm. That's what they like to do with these new athletic quarterbacks. They come in, run their legs ragged, and then they're just shipped off to ESPN.
Yep.
And then they're fired for eating a croissant. That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. I want to see the quarterbacks get better, because the quarterbacks being better is better for the game. It's better for the game when the quarterbacks are better.
Right. They move better. They're better moving around in the pocket, better throwing on the run, but their brains aren't better or as good as they used to be. They're
not at all.
The mental game, they don't play that like they used to.
Exactly.
Now it's a lot of quick reads and burst options, shit like that.
Watching Peyton Manning.
There's no progression, no adjustments at the line.
Yeah, watching Peyton Manning change their play at the line of scrimmage was a thing of beauty.
Mm-hmm.
It was art. It was art. We don't have that anymore.
No.
We don't have that anymore. The closest we're going to get is Mahomes.
That's probably due to the system, too, a lot of it. I mean, he has the talent, but a lot of that's got to be the system. I mean, it's Reed.
Yeah.
Reed can work with most any quarterback.
Right.
So.
What was the next game?
Oh, I believe it's yours. San Fran at Minnesota.
I don't believe in Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's been good for fantasy the last couple of weeks, but it's Sam Darnold. It's Sam Darnold.
I know. I get it. I totally get it. It's Sam Darnold.
It's Sam Darnold.
It be real life.
I'm gonna tell you the exact reason why Sam Darnold had success against the 49ers this week. We didn't show him anything new. He practiced against that all last year. Everything that we showed him on the field, he already seen it. He practiced against it for 17 weeks plus 17 plus weeks because we had a deep playoff run. He practiced against it every week. So we didn't go out there and give him no new looks. We gave him the same shit that we showed him last year, and that's why he was successful against us.
Damn,
so
that's the number 8 player in fantasy right now on Yahoo.
So am I expecting this? Am I expecting this going forward to no, I'm not. I'm not expecting I'm expecting at some point in time Sam Darnold's going to fall off a cliff. That's what
I mean, he has to, right?
Yeah.
He has to.
It's Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
It's Sam Darnold. I'm expecting him to fall off a cliff, just like I'm expecting Kirk Cousins to fall off a cliff. It's Kirk Cousins. It's Kirk Cousins. You're not going to the playoffs and succeeding in the playoffs. You're Kirk Cousins. This is not what you do. You give teams and their fans hope for a couple of games, and then you back Cousins in it up. So yeah, I'm not expecting. But the takeaways from this game is Debo got hurt, so people have been asking me, who should I target now that Debo is hurt? I'm going to give you who you should be targeting. Nobody. And I'm going to tell you why you should be targeting nobody. Because in order to replicate what we get from Debo, it's going to take several people. So I'm expecting Purdy to go out there and throw it to Jennings. I'm expecting Purdy to go out there and throw it to Conley. I'm expecting Purdy to go out there, throw it to Garendo. And I'm also expecting Purdy to go out there and throw it to Cowing. Take your pick. Take your pick.
All of these people are probably available in Yahoo leagues.
They're all available in Yahoo leagues. Take your pick. Take your pick. Whoever you feel most comfortable with, take your pick. Me, I'm staying far away from this because you may pick up Jennings. Jennings may get 40 yards. May get 50 yards. Cowing may get 30 to 35 yards. Garendo may score the TD. Conley may get 20, 25, 30 yards. Like, if you got Brandon Ayuk, that's what you need to focus on. Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle. And these are people that got drafted.
Right.
You drafted Ayuk and you drafted Kittle. They're going to have to step up. Everybody else is just going to be trying to pick up Debo's slack. And one person on that team cannot pick up Debo's slack. At least not yet. And
so what's the move in a deep league?
And Ricky Pearsall is still on the IR. So Ricky would probably be the person to step in and get some Debo targets, but he's still on the IR. And when Ricky's ready to come back, Debo might be back. You may get 1 week with Pearsall, and I don't expect much out of Pearsall his first week in the game.
Right.
He may do good. He may do well.
They gotta try.
He may come out and shock the world. Like Cowing may come out and shock the world. Like I feel like I want Cowing to be that guy. Because we saw, if you watch any 49ers preseason game, you saw Cowing flash. You saw him flash. I want to see Cowing flash with all the real bullets are flying. So, yeah, that's my thing right there. Like I can give you all that information. You do with it what you want. But as for me, I'm staying far away from this.
It's an exclusive.
I may pick up Pearsall. Because Pearsall is available in a lot of leagues, but I'm staying far away from this one. Until Debo comes back, I'm staying far away from this one. You can't replicate a superstar wide receiver. Like it's easier. It's easier for a backup running back to come in and give you almost what the starting running back can do than it is for a number 3, number 4 wide receiver to come in and do what a number 1 wide receiver does. Because how often do we see that happen? Not often. Not often. And then take a look at the playoff game when we lost Debo. Take a look at the playoff game against the Packers. We lost Debo early in that game. Take a look at that game script, and then you figure out who you want to take from there. Because there was a lot of Jennings, there was a lot of Conley mixed in. And then, of course, IU, and then, CMC. So just take a look at that game and then figure it out. That's the reason. That's the sole reason why we went out and drafted Ricky Pearsall, in case some shit like this happened where Debo gets hurt, because Debo gets hurt 2-3 games every season since he got that contract. 2-3 games every season he gets hurt. So we drafted Cowing, we drafted Pearsall to step in case that happens, but they're rookies. So I'm not expecting them to just automatically step in and become Debo. I'm not expecting that. So
only one Niner I have in this game, in this upcoming game, is Purdy. But yeah, that's the only one.
We're playing against the Rams.
Yeah, so I have Kittle in there. Kittle's
I'm expecting Kittle. I'm expecting Kittle to get his man on. I'm expecting Ayuk to finally break out. He's gonna have to do that. Ayuk's gonna have to do it. And of course, Mason, you can run on the Rams.
Oh, wait, Mason's actually my number 1 running back. How did I miss that?
Yeah, you can run on the Rams. So Mason can have a really good game. But
Mason at 1. James
Mason
Cook.
had a good game. Mason had a good game last week. I don't know why, when the game was so close, we stopped running the ball, but we'll save that for the next topic. What's the next game?
The next game is Seattle at New England. This one went to overtime.
I'm surprised with New England. I thought they was going to get their ass whipped straight out the gate, but they got a win against Cincinnati. Took Seattle to overtime. I'm gonna tell you like this: I am not impressed with Seattle.
No,
not impressed with Seattle. You went to overtime with New England, and you damn near lost to Denver. You made Denver look like they were a decent team. Not impressed. Not impressed. At least not to start the season. But then again, it's Seattle. I'm never impressed with Seattle.
I know. It's like you look at the roster you really want to be. He's like, damn, that's a solid roster. They got weapons all over the place on offense, and the defense got talent too. But
we talked about last week how Tyler Lockett wasn't going, but Njigba stepped up this week. And Njigba said, "Nah, I want that number 2. I want that number 2 spot."
Hell, they keep playing like that.
DK said, "Y'all fight over that because I'm over here. I'm still got my number 1 spot. I'm over here." So, impressive game from DK. It's a game that I always knew he could have had, because he's always supposed to have these kind of games. Impressive game from Njigba. I'm not sure what Lockett did. What did Lockett do?
Let's find out.
He had to do low numbers this week.
Box score. Lockett did. How did it do that? Come on. Had 2 catches on 2 targets for a whopping 15 yards. It's crazy because he had 15. Yeah, he had 15 yards, but his longest catch was 16 yards. Do the math.
Yeah, he caught one. He caught one and got caught in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Not an effective day.
that number 2 spot is going to be up for grabs every week between Tyler Lockett and Jigba. I guess whoever Gino feels more comfortable with that game is going to get the run at number 2.
16 targets for Njigba, 14 for Metcalf, 2 for Lockett. So,
and Zach Charbonnet, that touchdown saved this week. I'm not impressed with Zach Charbonnet. Not impressed.
No. He's had enough time to prove himself at this point. He isn't showing much.
He isn't showing much. The Patriots, Antonio Gibson. Are we picking him up?
Yes. I mean, there was a lot of that was one play, but I mean, he's clearly the number 2 running back in this team, and this team is going to run the ball
a lot.
Yeah. So get him.
And welcome back to Fantasy Relevance, Hunter Henry.
X.
It looks like
he could even do that.
It looks like as long as Black Jimmy Garoppolo is under center, you're going to get a lot of targets.
Yeah, he's out there too. He's sitting out there on a lot of leagues.
Just sitting there.
Y'all
just
slipping.
Sitting there. Next game
is. Damn, I gotta go back twice. All right. New York at Washington.
No, we did that already.
Oh. Wow. All right. Los Angeles at Carolina.
Now that was one game we called an ass whooping, and it turned out to be. I think the Carolina Panthers are just as bad as advertised.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think no other team in the NFL is as bad as advertised like the Carolina Panthers are. And it's sad because they really went out and actually tried to improve the team this year. And it seems like they are still stuck on stink. Deontay Johnson is not looking happy out there. He's not looking happy. Nobody is looking happy.
How could they be? They know they bad. They knew they lost before they walked on the field.
Right. But Hubbard got some run though, didn't he? He had like 82 yards or something like that.
I think I saw him somewhere.
On like 16 carries or some shit like that.
Let's find out. Box score. 10 for 64. He had a 23-yarder. So out of that, it was 9 for 41.
So which leads me to believe that in a couple of weeks when Jonathan Brooks is ready to come back, he's actually going to get some numbers. I don't know if he's going to score any TDs. Although he's going to score a lot of TDs, but he's going to get a lot of yardage on the ground. And Andy Dalton is now going to be that quarterback. So, yeah, we'll save that for later.
18 of 26 for 84 yards is amazing. I don't even know how that's possible.
We're gonna save that Andy Dalton, the little tricky for later.
Right.
And who's on the Carol? I mean, the Chargers. Besides J.K. Dobbins, Quentin Johnson.
Wasn't as crazy as Quentin Johnson might be the number 1 over there.
But see, I don't know if that's going to last all season. I don't know if that's going to last all season. I think by the end of the season, Ladd McConkey is going to take over. You just got to. If you got Ladd McConkey and you were frustrated with this last week, be patient. Just hold on.
Yeah, don't drop him.
Don't drop him. But if you can trade him and get something better back, trade him, which I doubt. But just hold on, especially in PPR leagues. Standard, I don't know why you guys do standard anymore. It's stupid. I seen some guy go to war saying how standard is the approximate league that you should be playing in. PPR is all fake points. There's no such thing as fake points. You catch the ball, don't you? Isn't a catch a stat? Isn't a catch a stat? It's a stat. It's a stat. At the end of the year, they show your catches and how many yards you had and how many TDs. If it's a stat, you should get credited for it. So
yeah, it definitely counts.
Yes, the PPR leagues are trash. I mean, not trash. I meant standard leagues are trash.
Yeah,
standard leagues are trash. Like I only got one league that I play in that's standard, and that's my big money league. And every year I try to get them to convert to PPR, but they're scared. They're so stuck in their ways. They're scared to convert to PPR because they're afraid.
Right.
They're afraid.
They don't know how to play that way.
Right. They're afraid if they convert to PPR, those running backs they love and cherish so much, and they take so many of them in the draft, will fall to not be as relevant as the wide receivers that catch a lot of passes.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Here's like you said, pick up McConkey. I mean, yeah, hold on to McConkey, but I mean,
put him on your bench.
I'm still seeing him out there.
Put him on your bench.
Yeah, I'm still seeing Quentin Johnson out there. At least on ESPN, he's still out there.
Somebody has to catch the ball down there.
Yeah.
Somebody has to be the number one and somebody has to be the number two, because eventually teams are going to figure out this run game, because you've been seeing it. You've been seeing it since 2012. Somebody's going to eventually figure this out, and Herbert's going to have to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Or God forbid, J.K. Dobbins is going to get hurt. God forbid. But
you're not going to win with 18 for 59 out of Gus Edwards.
No, not at all. So he's going to have to pass the ball, or they're going to see what Kamani got, what Dog got. We're going to see what. So
this man threw for 130 yards, though. Threw 20 passes.
But isn't this what I said was going to happen at the beginning of the season? I said they have Greg Roman as their offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
And if Greg Roman doesn't have an athletic quarterback, he's going to limit the passes on his quarterback and run the ball a lot. That's what he does.
That's what he do. Yeah.
I compared Justin Herbert to Alex Smith when he was with the 49ers, and this is exactly what I'm seeing. Next game on the docket.
So working. Next game on the docket is Cleveland at Jacksonville. The Browns won.
And Deshaun Watson still looked like trash.
Yep. Well, he might actually be trash.
And he's wasting Amari Cooper.
Yep. Amari Cooper has 5 catches, I believe, on this season. I mean, this man went 22. See, what is going on? This is another one. 22 of 34 for 186 yards. Can we actually try to move the ball downfield? Like, what's with all the dinking and dunking here? All these low yards.
I'm not getting it. That is not his game. That's not his game. He wasn't. No. He was a downfield. I don't know how he overnight forgot how to play quarterback.
Oh, the stories I've heard. I mean, I hope they're not true. You probably heard them too.
Yeah, about the Clemson offense. But dog, you've been in the league long enough to learn.
Yeah,
long enough to learn.
Right,
or at least, or at least be able. Like he used to be able to make up shit on the fly, scramble around and get a guy open. Like, what happened to that?
Right. So he's not trying.
Not at all.
He's got his money. He's secure, like very secure financially. So he doesn't have to do anything.
Right.
He doesn't have to learn the offense. He doesn't have to be smart on the field. Yeah, I mean, hell, more power to him, I guess. But he's dragging down a lot of people. It's
Right.
just a matter of time before he hit the bench.
Yep. And the FSU God, watch live from the bench, by the way. The FSU God, Winston comes in and lead our fantasy teams to prominence.
As long as he comes in by before the bye week.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna need him at least 1 week this year. Probably not 2 weeks this year. So
man, if Winston gets the starting role, I'm waiting a couple weeks, and after a couple weeks, he's gonna be my starter. He's going to be my starter. Winston won me some championships in his 30 for 30 year.
Hey, maybe I could try to get something for. No, I ain't getting shit for them. Never mind. Don't nobody want Bryce Young. Don't nobody want no Malik Willis. I fucked up, America.
Jacksonville, what is going on with Christian Kirk?
He should be eating targets. I know that much.
What is going on with Christian Kirk? Like, you drafted Christian Kirk expecting to at least get 1,100 yards and 7 TDs out this guy. This guy's had maybe 4 catches in the last 2 weeks. I'm right? Like 4 catches, right?
I'm going in. Look now. It's always hard to find it. All right. Oh yeah, continue. Because I gotta look for this.
We're expecting good things out of Christian Kirk, Brian Thomas, Travis Etienne, and Sunshine. Okay. Like Trevor Lawrence. Like Trevor Lawrence
exactly right. He has 2 catches.
He has how many?
2. 29 yards on 7 targets. Wait,
and that's just and that's from both weeks.
Yep. And here's what makes it worse. His longest
he's
catch
only got 7 targets.
In
2
and
weeks.
One of them was for 12 yards. So he really has 6 for 9 yards.
Terrible. Terrible. I don't even think I could trade him away now.
Oh, wait. Actually, I'm looking at the wrong player. Let me rephrase that. He has 29 yards on the season. His longest was 30 yards.
Okay, so he had 29 yards on the season, but caught a 30-yarder, and then he got stopped behind the field.
Wait, I'm sorry. He has 7 targets. I'm sorry. 2 receptions, 29 yards. His longest was 30. He has 7 targets. My bad.
Okay, so he caught 1 pass for 30 yards, then caught another one for -1. What are they doing?
What are they doing?
What are they doing?
7 targets, and that's the best they could do with him. David got 10.
And I guarantee you there are probably some shit targets.
Probably. For comparison, Etienne had 7 targets too. The tight end, who I never even heard of, Brenton Strange, has 6. So he ain't even a priority in the offense.
Yeah, and he just came in because Ingram's hurt.
Yeah. Like, he's not a priority. So if you got him, you might want to look into dropping him or trying to ship him off on somebody stupid.
I'm going to try to ship him off to somebody stupid. Because I don't want to drop him. And then, he has a late season resurgence. Because, that's what happens. You drop him, somebody else pick him up, and the next thing you know, you look up, and this guy's cooking. And you're like, what the hell? Like, so I'm very cautious about who I dropped this year, because that happened to me one too many times. I drop somebody, then I look up and they cooking.
It happens every year to me. I feel like it happens every year to everybody, probably. It seems like one of those days.
Like, you just got to be a little bit patient and hold on to these guys. Like, I want to hold on to him until he has like one big blow up game, and then I can finally sell him for somebody I could trade him for somebody who's actually pretty damn good. Or somebody I feel like can go off towards the end of the season, towards the fantasy playoff.
Yeah, that's what you want. Yeah. Always got
That's
to be
what-
thinking about playoffs.
Yeah, fantasy football is all about strategy. It's all about strategy. You got to be thinking. You got to be thinking at all times. What's the next game on the docket?
Vegas at Baltimore.
I'm gonna give a couple takeaways for this because this is going into the next segment.
What do you think?
Nobody saw this coming.
Nope. Hell no.
Nobody saw this coming. Zamir White. I'm giving you one more week before I trade you, and I'm gonna trade you for a damn kicker. You got one more week because you got the Panthers this week,
and then drop the kicker just out of spite.
If you don't eat against the Panthers this week, you are officially a bum.
Right.
Devonta Adams had a nice game. After last week's game, likely had a down game, but it was the Flowers show this week. Andrews didn't really put up too bad of numbers. I think he had 3 catches, 40-something yards, or something like that. He didn't really have a bad game.
Right.
I wish they would target Brock Bowers more in the red zone so we can give Brock Bowers a touchdown on the season. Brock Bowers is everything. He's everything that's been advertised.
Yeah, he's been crushing it.
Yeah.
At least somebody out there has been. I'll say that much.
Right. He's one of the better tight ends. And I'm glad that I got him in my big money league because everybody was going for the Kyle Pitts, the Mark Andrews. Everybody was going for these cats. I'm like, nah, I'm a chill.
You can't normally expect much out of rookie tight end. So
you can't, but for some reason, the last couple of years, you've been getting something out these guys.
That's true.
You've been getting something out these guys. Hell, I just picked up Jake Ferguson in my big money league. I got Brock Bowers, and I just picked up Jake Ferguson.
Laporta, Kincaid. I mean, there's some young ones coming in that are going to be solid.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're all going to be better than Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, who I drafted. Good job, me.
Yeah,
I'll say this much, though. The Ravens, I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if it's bad luck or what, but the defense is still solid for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look good. I mean, they have this, I think it's Harbaugh.
I hear that a lot here.
Harbaugh, I've been listening to other shows and someone keeps pointing out that the Costa might be the issue. So, I don't know. It's like I have a whole section of this that I got put aside for live from the bench that I'm going to be getting into. I'm not trying to hype it up. I'm just saying.
It could be the offensive coordinator as well.
Could be.
Like that offensive scheme is
Who's
not
that, T. Martin?
Yeah, his offensive scheme is not meshing with what they normally do.
It's not. They're not utilizing the players, the talent they have. Obviously, week 1, 13 carries for Henry. That is not the game. That's not the game plan.
That's not going to cut it.
No.
You got to you use Derrick Henry to wear down the defensive line.
Right. To beat the shit out of that line.
And then by the fourth quarter, they'll be so goddamn tired from hitting that guy that he'll be breaking off big runs. Like it's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. It's football.
Right.
And I think we can stop reaching on Justin Tucker being the number 1 kicker off the board.
Absolutely.
This guy he's missed out of his last 11 50-yard kicks, he's missed 10 of them.
Yeah, the magic is gone.
Yeah. We can stop reaching on this guy. He's always the first kicker off the board. And in leagues that I play in, if I'm playing in leagues with Raven fans, he goes off the board 5th, 6th round. We can stop that now.
Should have been stopped that. He's still a damn kicker.
Yeah. Yeah, a friend of mine he plays in one of my leagues. He says that his reasoning behind doing it. Matter of fact, he's in the league that we're in, the Wire versus Philly versus the Shy.
Mm-hmm.
I just kicked his ass this week. I've been kicking his ass for the last 9 years. I mean, like 9 years straight. He ain't beat me in
Did
9 years.
Kid Ray?
Yes.
I love beating. I whip Kid Ray. I love whipping that team every year. I just get a thrill out of seeing him on the schedule.
He says the reason why he takes Tucker, he says, is because Tucker is an automatic 15 points. He's not an automatic 15 points anymore. Tucker was an auto. Let me tell you the last time Tucker was an automatic 15. The last year Joe Flacco was there, Tucker was an automatic 15. When Lamar took over, Lamar has had that team going for it on fourth downs when they should be letting Justin Tucker kick. Yeah, at one point in time, you had the best kicker in the league, and you would go for it on fourth downs instead of letting him kick the field goal. So it's been a while. However long Lamar's been starting, it's been a while since Tucker should have been the first QB going off. I mean, first kicker going off the board.
Damn,
So,
he's 5-7 so far this season. 0-2 from 50 plus. That is not the norm. I thought he was supposed to be the leg.
Yeah, we can stop that. What's the next game on the docket?
Hurrah. Next game is. Hold on. Shit, went too far down. Come on. All right. Yeah, pause. Okay. Los Angeles at Arizona. The TKO from Tokyo. I don't know. This was a beatdown. Golly. This was a
Yo, hit him with the piston. Hit him with the piston Honda.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the NFL, Marvin Harris Jr.
Welcome to the NFL. Welcome to the NFL. All that shit they talked about you being slow and all that shit. Yeah, slow where?
I ain't seen none of that.
Slow where? That man, him and Kyler Murray came out and shut everybody up. It was a lot of talk about, Kyler Murray's trash. Marvin Harrison's a bust. This is why people gotta stop. Stop being dumb on your platforms. Can we wait? Can we wait till the end of the year before we start calling people busts? Do you know what can happen over the course of a 17-week NFL season? Do you know what can happen?
They just fired a kid because, after like 19 games of his career, they just benched him. So, they don't understand that sometimes it just takes a couple weeks to get a grasp.
It's the craziest thing in the world is to go away from somebody after a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, build that man offensive line up if you really want to help him. A QB's best friend is an offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
If you could build a good offensive line, like how Detroit has an offensive line, you'll probably get some top tier numbers out of your quarterback, or at least you'll get some wins. Because look the Chargers. They have one of the best offensive lines in the league, and they're 2-0.
Yeah, and they playing it hard. They playing the hard way. They running it down your throat.
Exactly. So this game,
you got a dominant line. Your quarterback can stay upright. You got time in the pocket. You can pound the benefits of having a strong line.
It's so much you can do with a strong line. It's so much you can do, and especially if your quarterback starts developing, the quick reflexes and getting the ball out fast. It's a lot of things that the defense cannot protect against.
And a lot of the Eagles, for example's past success has been the line stoutly coaching these players up. Like, it's invaluable to have a strong line, especially for a young quarterback.
Yeah, you want to help your quarterback grow? Protect him.
Mhm.
Protect him. This game, if you started Kyler Murray and if you started Marvin Harrison, you were probably extremely happy. If you started Connor, you were extremely happy. If you started Cooper Kupp, you were not happy. You were
No.
not happy. You start to see more the same with Cooper Kupp.
I was not happy.
I was not happy. I was not happy.
Hmm.
I don't know what's going on in LA. They got a lot of players hurt. They got a lot of players hurt.
It's that nasty LA water.
Yeah, it's a lot of people hurt.
Mm.
I seen like 9 starters going to be out this week. And with all that said, I'm still not looking at the Rams like, this is food. I ain't looking at it. Even though we've been beating their ass for the last 5 years, I'm not looking at them like they food. Like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not playing with the NFL this week. Was anybody there? Was anybody on the Rams? Kyron Williams? I guess he did something good for you if you started him.
Yeah, he's solid.
The only one.
He fell off by now.
He's probably about the only one. But you know what though? At the rate everything is going, I would say, hey, if you got space on your roster, pick up Blake Corum.
He had 9 carries last week. I believe it was 9. This last game, I believe he had 9 carries.
Yeah, if you got space on your roster, pick up Blake Corum. Trust me. with the way things are going in LA, pick up Blake Corum.
And Kobe Parkinson.
And Kobe Parkinson. Boulevard is not going to let you forget about Kobe Parkinson.
I'm not. I'm gonna keep riding that horse.
What's the next game?
Next game is what did you just do? Biggest Pittsburgh at Denver.
Next game.
Agreed.
I don't even want to cover that.
Agreed.
That was the other game that we said was going to be the snooze fest of the week, and we were right about that.
Good Lord.
That game and the Chargers game were the 2 games we were right about.
Yeah. If the Chargers keep playing like that, they're going to be that all season.
Yeah.
But it's going to be effective, though. All right. This next one. No, I'll skip this one and go. I'm going to just skip that one. Next one and go to Chicago, Houston.
Okay, the Sunday night game.
Yeah, I'm going to skip the other one.
Okay.
Well, not skip it. I'm going to come back to it. I'd rather talk about this one first. Chicago, Houston.
Oh, man. Caleb is going to go the way of Bryce Young. He's going to go the way of Bryce Young. Please. If the Bears don't find a way to protect him, it's like the Bears went out their way to get him weapons, but did not give him no protection on the line. He got sacked 7 times.
I know. Yeah. And he had 7 sacks on him and 2 interceptions.
And those 2 interceptions came off of him getting pressured.
Yeah.
So yeah, and through
all that, 1 yards a play Chicago had last week.
And through all that, Chicago still had a chance to win the game at the end. Like I was trying to tell GI last week, I said the Bears got a really good defense. I was not expecting this to be a blowout. I knew it wasn't going to be a blowout because the Bears have a really good defense, and their defense kept them in the game. Their defense kept them in the game.
Probably one of the best games of the week.
Yeah, it was a pretty good game. It was a defensive struggle, but it had some scoring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Williams wasn't great. Stroud's probably by the end of the season going to be a top 5 QB in the league.
I see that. I see that. I was kind of calling that during his rookie year.
Yeah.
He was putting up numbers in his rookie year. He hasn't gotten up to those numbers yet this year, but I see that coming. I see it coming.
He's got all the pieces to do it.
Yeah.
I saw people like talking shit because he was talking to Caleb Williams after the game, like he's saying some supportive shit to him and all that, like they do. And people was like, "Oh, he ego tripping." Like,
how was he ego tripping?
I don't know. I thought that's what quarterbacks. I thought that's what players did.
Yeah, two brothers having a positive conversation, one uplifting the other. How was that ego tripping? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. People, what it is people don't like to see black men be positive with each other. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. People don't like to see black men be positive with each other. They want to see us talking trash to each other, not respecting one another. You know, they like that shit. But you know, when two brothers are being positive, oh no, we can't have that.
Damn, right, it's a great moment in sport. I mean, that's what you want to see. Like,
definitely a great moment in sports.
Like, uplifting. This isn't college. It's not like Shedeur Sanders and a kid from Colorado State.
Right.
This is real shit.
Right. Right.
And these are grown men.
These are grown men feeding their families.
Because they took a loss? No. Everybody eats in the NFL.
These are grown men that are taking care of their families.
Right.
It's like people want to see hate all the time. Nah, I like to see some positivity amongst brothers.
Oh, hate sells. That's all that is. Hate sells.
Yeah.
People love to hate stuff, even if they don't understand stuff. If they've been told you hate it, they hate it.
Exactly. What's the next game on the docket?
Can't make their own decisions. Okay, the next game on the docket is the controversial Cincinnati at Kansas City. Saved the best for second to last.
Yeah, Kansas City. You know what? I'm not going to go into much. I'm not going to go into much for what I really want to say. But let's just say
talk your shit. Talk your shit.
Kansas City was the only team last week to escape the upset. I wonder why. I wonder why an unsportsmanlike penalty called on Chase when he felt like the other player. He felt like who was it that he was going up against? I never
looked into who it was. Yeah,
I want to say it was Snead. No, not Snead. Snead is in Tennessee, right? Yeah. So he felt like he got hip drop. He felt like he got hip drop. He wanted the ref to throw the flag. It happened right in front of the ref. He wanted the ref to throw the flag. Ref says, I don't know what the ref says to him, but he's pissed. He's upset. I've seen players get in refs' faces and not get calls thrown on them. I saw 15 last year. Was it the Buffalo game where he was crying at the ref and he was screaming at the ref?
Was that Buffalo? I remember the game. I don't remember who they played.
I think it was the Buffalo game. He was crying and screaming at the ref. Wasn't no flag thrown on him.
No, of course not. Not him.
So why would we throw a flag on Cincinnati when they were driving? Cincinnati was driving. Cincinnati was putting together a scoring drive. They were driving. That 15-yard penalty stopped that drive, and they had to wind up settling for a kick. Then they turn around, and to me, if I'm tripping, please call it out. But I don't think that Burrow fumbled that ball. To me, Burrow was on the ground before that ball popped out.
I have to go back and see it. My memory is not.
If I'm tripping, please point it out. But I saw it as Burrow was on the ground and the ball popped out. That is not a fumble. That's a sack. That was an automatic 7 points for KC.
I'm not surprised to hear it, all things considered.
And I think that put them up a point, which it should not have. because they were down. I believe they were down by 6. Had that 15-yard penalty not happened, they probably would have been down by 10. They probably would have been down by 10 had that 15-yard penalty not happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have been a lot harder to fix a game at that point. But yeah, if I'm Cincinnati, or if I'm a Cincinnati fan, I'm feeling like I got hope. But
yeah, I mean, you lost by 1 point to Kansas City. You can't be mad at that. Even, I mean, you can be mad at that given the circumstances. It was in Kansas City, so of course you're going to get fucked over by the referees. That, at this point, that goes without saying. We all see it. All of us see it at this point. Even the Kansas City fans have to admit it in their hearts.
They won't.
I know. That's what I'm saying, in their hearts, like deep in their souls, they have to know the truth.
I know a Kansas City fan, and Kennard, I'm talking to you. You know your team. You know your team got away with some bullshit. You know your team always get away with some bullshit. You know that. The only time your team can't get away with bullshit is if Brady's on the other side of the field. That's the only time your team not getting away with nonsense. Brady trumps Mahomes.
Oh yeah, still at least for a couple more seasons,
yeah. So yeah, that's the only time I ever seen Kansas City not get the calls go their way is when they had to play a Brady-led team. So,
well, yeah, they had to at that point. Brady was still in the league, but as soon as Brady left, Kansas City became the golden child. So,
yeah,
they get all the flags and all the credit and all the love, and you hear Kermit the Frog and all the damn State Farm commercials. So,
yeah. So from this game, the takeaways from this game, Rashee Rice, start him every week.
Absolutely.
You know what? I'm starting to look at Rashee Rice like he's the Kelsey killer. Because Kelsey was cooking before they got Rashee Rice. And now Kelsey not cooking like that no more.
Yeah, he also getting older and famous, sir.
But he started off last season hot. But then Rashee Rice, as the season went on and Rashee Rice started establishing himself, Kelsey's touches and looks started fading away until the playoffs. At least to the playoffs. It's almost like now it feels like they're trying to preserve him for the playoffs.
That would be a smart strategy. I mean, if he can just coast through. You could probably give him some reps off if you're not going to make him an actual factor in the games. Going to use him as a decoy.
I need Kelsey to start being a factor in the game. You know what? He may start this week because I think the running game is going to be in trouble with Pacheco out. So Pacheco being out, who are we looking at? Are we looking at Carson Steele or are we looking at Kareem Hunt? Because I'm not looking at
I'm not going to lie. I have Kareem Hunt coming up in one of our categories later.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm basically going to say, yeah, if you can get him because he's going to get carries.
And he's available in a lot of Yahoo leagues.
He's available in 67% of Yahoo leagues.
Yep. So, yeah. Carson Steele is going to get the first run. But if he fails, Kareem Hunt going to come right in.
Yep.
And we don't know how long Pacheco going to be down for because he broke his fibula. I'm going to be honest with you. That may be a whole year thing.
Was that an ankle fibula?
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
But breaking a bone, I don't see you coming back from that in 4, 5, 6 weeks.
Especially if you're a running back.
Yeah, because you got to plan on that foot. You got to cut on that foot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this may be a year-long thing. So, if you didn't draft Pacheco, if you missed the draft on Pacheco, and I think I only got Pacheco in one league. I think I got Pacheco in one league. And I'm not sure I was able to get Kareem Hunt in that league. But I need to go look. I'm going to need to go look. But
a broken fibula is at least 6 weeks for minor fracture. At
least 6 weeks for a minor fracture? Okay. Now, is that for running backs?
No, I'm guessing this is normal people. No.
Yeah, you could be back to work in 6 weeks.
Yeah, you could say a month for a normal running back. Young one, at least.
That's something to monitor.
Yeah.
It's definitely something to monitor. I feel like it's going to be a whole year thing. When I hear fracture, my mind starts thinking, yeah, it's going to be a while before he's him.
Oh yeah.
Next game is the Monday night game, right?
It is.
All right. Before we get into that, we're just gonna skid on it down to the next topic because that's gonna lead us into this next segment.
What the hell was that?
Yeah,
Precisely.
the Eagles game, the Ravens game, the 49ers game. I want to say the Green Bay game. Can we call that one an upset too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We wasn't expecting shit out of Green Bay last week.
Yeah. That Monday night game.
What the hell is even that? What the hell is even that?
Yeah. What happened? Like, you know what? That's your squad. So I'm gonna let you talk that through.
Okay. Eagles defense. There's a lot of young pieces on it. A lot of those pieces ain't very good yet, or maybe they never will be, especially them Georgia kids. There's no pass rush. You can't stop the pass if you can't rush the quarterback. So their defense is the worst. They're giving up like 6 yards a carry, damn near, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go look at those actual numbers because I have actual numbers. Let me see. No, fuck the numbers. Here's the deal. They can't run the ball. They can't defend the run. They can't defend the pass. They can't stop the run. They can't get turnovers. There's the issue. Now, everybody wants to look at one specific play here or there, and there were a few that would have changed the game. The Saquon pass, going for a kick on either fourth down instead of going for it. Either one, if they made it, they would have won the game. Okay? So I'm not looking necessarily at the offense at all for this situation. Sure, Saquon dropped that pass. But the problem is the coaching and basically the person that drafted the defense, because there is nothing to bank on that defense so far, maybe Quinyon Mitchell. So until the defense shows any modicum of talent, of a pass rush, of an ability to stop an open field tackle, not let every running back get off on them, this team's going to be a good offense that's going to have to be in shootouts every week. And if they can't keep up, then this is going to keep happening. They're going to keep losing these close games. That's what's going to happen.
You back on your GM's head again?
Huh?
You back on your GM's head again?
I guess so. Look at me. Third worst in yardage allowed, fifth worst against the pass, eighth worst against the run. Now you look at the offense. They're fifth offensively, 10th in passing, eighth in running. Barkley's fourth in the league in rushing. No edge rusher has had a sack in 6 games. That's bad. They're not getting pressure.
Dating back to last year?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're not getting pressure. That's a big problem in the NFL. They may pass less, or at least they make shorter, quicker passes, but you still got to get in there, get in its face.
Yeah. Yeah, getting his
They're
face
not
in at
doing
least
it.
disrupt him a little bit.
Right. And the crazy shit is, if you can't get it out of the front, like the front four, front three, you got to blitz, right? Fangio doesn't blitz.
He don't. He don't.
Right.
He don't. He don't. And that's something that I knew because he didn't do it with the 49ers.
Right. Like, how does that work? You're intentionally not getting pressure because you're schematically not allowing yourself to get pressure. You're limiting your team because you won't blitz. And you can't stop the pass rush without the blitz.
Right.
Meanwhile, your linebackers are doing a terrible job of stopping the run outside of Zach Bond. The secondary looks fairly close to the secondary we saw last year. I mean, a team come out like that, that's going to be that we might see the playoffs. We might be a wild card team, but that team that went out there yesterday, that's not a team that's going to make a difference.
But the one thing you could take solace in, everybody that you're competing for the number one spot in the NFC, they all lost.
Facts.
And that was the only reason why I wasn't too upset about the 49ers losing, because you guys lost, Detroit lost. Like the two people that I felt like we were gonna have to compete and the Cowboys lost, but I don't feel like we're gonna Cowboys are not any competition for the number one spot. They'll get a wild card spot, but I don't see them getting a number. But stranger things have happened, but I don't see it. I don't see the Cowboys. The same thing that you said about kicking the field goal is the same thing I saw in the 49ers game. 49ers.
What the hell?
Going forward on fourth down when we should have kicked a field goal. I understand we had a great play drawn up, and normally Jawan Jennings comes down with that pass. But when you're on the road and your back's against the wall, take the freaking points. Stop getting
twice, man. Twice they went for it instead of kicking.
Take the points.
Either one would have won the game.
Yeah.
Trying to be cute. Trying to be cute. Like stop trying to be cute and take what's there.
I'm pretty sure that's probably what happened to the Ravens. I didn't see, like I was watching it on Red Zone, so I didn't get to see the whole game, but they had a 10-point lead on the Raiders in the fourth quarter and lost. Ravens?
But it was a scoreless game. And like they went for it on fourth and whatever, in a scoreless game. All you had to do was take the points.
Take the points.
Like they passed it on fourth. Like that's how far away from the end zone they were. They passed.
Take
instead of kicking the field goal, taking the easy points. You would have been up 3-0. You lost by what, 1?
Yeah. The only time I am going for it in the red zone, it's only two times I'm going for it. One is if I absolutely have to, because we're down. We deep in the fourth quarter, and we're down by a score, or like we're down by 6 or more points. If it's 3 points, I'm kicking the field goal. Or if we're up by a score or 2, and I can afford to not take the points here and go for it. But when it's clear that this defense came to play, take the points.
Right. Like I like analytics. But it ain't always about what the percentages say.
Right.
Sometimes you just have to make the call on your own. Like you're watching the game, you're feeling the game. That you can't always say, "Oh yeah, this happens this percentage of the time." It's like, no, you know how your team's playing. You know what needs to be done. Make the right call, coach.
analytics has ruined the game of football in
That's what that play was.
In some shape, some ways. Analytics has ruined football.
Mm-hmm.
Get these nerds out of here, man.
Right.
Send them back to IT. Get them out of here.
Young Sheldon's out there making play, trying to tell us how to play.
Yeah. I'm surprised they ain't got teams running the annexation of Puerto Rico.
Facts. Oh, that's
Cowboys.
What the hell? Oh my God! No way!
Week two was the week of the upset, and I said on Facebook that the script writers said we're going to throw the plot twist early. The NFL script writer said we're going to give them the plot twist early.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have all these teams that were supposed to win lose.
That's what happened. A lot of shots.
That's what happened. Like I was not prepared for the Saints to be the hottest offense in football. I was not prepared for that.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah. They came out dropping 30, 40 on people. I was not prepared for that. But you know what, though? Another team that runs that Kyle Shanahan offense.
Mm.
With all the pre-snap motions and all that good shit. And I'm like, oh, here we go.
All that good shit.
Yeah. Here we go. Click Kubiak. He's a Kubiak, so you know, I got to give him props. He's a part of the heritage.
Yeah, he'll be head coach somewhere next year.
Pretty much. Him and his brother.
Let me just take a moment to pat myself on the back for that one because I said, Rashid Shaheed, go get Rashid Shaheed. He ain't have a lot of catches, but he had like 16 yards per catch last year.
Yeah.
Now he's averaging 24 yards per catch this season.
Yeah. He's out there looking like young Tyreek Hill.
Mm-hmm. He's a game breaker.
And I tell you what, I got him in quite a few drafts because I've been on the Rashid Shaheed train, but you said it, so I'll let you have that one. Because I was not about to tell niggas about Rashid Shaheed. I had him last year. I had him last year. He had one blow up game, and I picked him up in every league. And I started him last year in a lot of leagues.
Shit, I don't know.
So I started to notice that him and Derek Carr have a connection. Derek Carr likes them more than he likes Olave.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason. I guess it's because Derek Carr knows he can air it out to Shaheed, and he can't really air it out to Olave.
I ain't even heard Olave's name yet.
But it's funny. Olave had like 18 points this week in PPR leagues. He had like 18 points. So, you know, he did numbers, but he ain't do numbers like Shaheed.
Right.
And he damn sure ain't do numbers like Kamara. Look, I can deal with this. Ooh. I can deal with this all season. I don't expect it to be all season, though, because it's Derek Carr.
Same thing with Sam Darnold.
Same thing with Sam Darnold. Same thing with Kirk Cousins.
Rushing to the mean. We know what they're capable of.
This is not going to be. Defenses are going to figure out what Derek Carr is doing. They're going to figure out what Kirk Cousins is doing, and they're going to figure out what Sam Darnold is doing. And I don't see this being an all-season thing for either one of those guys.
Right.
So, yeah. A lot of upsets this week. We're going to see what week 3 is looking like. I got my conspiracies about what the NFL was trying to do. I just got to say one thing to you, Roger.
I'm watching you, buddy.
Keep my eye on you, boy, because you're trying to help Vegas. Not this Vegas, but you're trying to help Las Vegas win a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we
started.
Right. So now we're gonna go on to our next topic, which which Boulevard is gonna have a lot of fun with.
Bust of the week.
Who busted this week and made you mad? Pause.
Did he? All right.
Oh, that baby lotion.
I got about 7. Some of them may be nitpicking, but I got 7. My first one, Tony Rich Project, Anthony Richardson. 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. I mean, I know we got
17 passes for 34 yards, 50% completion. Yeah.
That was a whack performance.
We told y'all last week what he's doing is not sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
He has to learn the fine art of being a quarterback and not thinking that your athleticism is going to take over, because he completed 47% of his passes last week and 50% of his passes this week. That is not going to cut it in the NFL, and that's why your team is 0-2.
Right. That's a tendency at this point. That ain't a mistake.
Yes. So, I guess the one that you're probably going to say is nitpicky, Josh Allen.
No.
Oh,
Go on.
Josh Allen is one of my busts. Even though I understand why the game script got out of hand, but hey, he did not perform at the level that he performed last week.
Right.
He instead of vulturing TDs like we come to expect from him, he's actually giving James Cook the TDs now. No, vulture them TDs. That's what we want.
That's what he's there for. I mean, he ain't big as hell for nothing.
Right. Vulture them TDs, boy. We need that over here.
Right. He need at least 1 per game.
Right.
So you're gonna get it through the air.
Exactly. Who else we got on the docket?
My next one is Jared Goff. He had over 300 yards. No touchdowns, though.
But you didn't see it.
But the 3 interceptions?
Yeah, you didn't see that 300 yards.
No.
Yeah. Speaking of 300 yards, do you know in the first 2 weeks of the season, there's only been like 5 300-yard games?
No, but I ain't surprised.
And out of those 5, 3 of them were for losses.
Damn.
Yeah. That's how crazy this NFL season has been.
That is crazy.
My bust, Brandon Ayuk. What are you doing? What are you doing? You all that drama all off season, and then you show out these last 2 games like that. Get it together, Brandon. Now more than ever, get it together.
Right. All that whole offseason, all of that bullshit. Trade me. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there either.
Yeah, you and Jamar Chase. Get it together.
All right, spotlight on you now.
Right.
You ain't got nobody to cover your ass no more. It's all on you.
You got to go out there and prove that you was worth that money you was crying for.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got?
Since you went to wide receivers, I'm gonna go to Amari Cooper. I know it's not his fault, but still, considering where he drafted, 3 catches, 11 yards, that ain't gonna cut it
at all. And I'm mad as hell. Because in one of my money leagues, I could have won had I started Shaheed over Amari Cooper. I'm not making that mistake again this week. And watch. He goes off for like 150 yards and 3 TDs this week on my bench.
That's how it go.
I hate you, bench superstars. Let's see. Who busted for me this week? Pause. The Indianapolis defense, man.
Mm.
I thought they had a cake matchup. You got to go out there and contain and slam and intercept Malik Willis, and you didn't. You lost.
No, they lost. They only scored 10 points.
You lost by a lot.
Mm.
I'm disappointed in that defense because I really felt like for the last 3 or so years, they've had a pretty stout defense.
Mm.
But they're frauds until
Green
proven
Bay played
differently.
with them.
Until proven differently, they're frauds.
Yeah. They gave you the recipe for beating Indianapolis. Just run the ball.
Yep. Just run the ball.
It's
That's all you got to
playing
do.
the Eagles.
That's all you got to do is run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, that's a lot of teams this year. I don't know what's going on, but a lot of people can't stop the run.
Yeah. They're not built for it. Everybody
Yeah.
built to stop the pass.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Kansas
Baltimore.
City. Yeah, I think Kansas City has been good stopping the run. Kansas City knows how to stop the run. But they're probably like the only team I see that you really just can't run it down their throat.
Right. But that's
Who
the
else
way
you got?
it looks like it's flipping back that direction. All right. You want a running back or a receiver?
Give me a running back.
Rashad White. 10 carries, 18 yards.
Yeah. Rashad is not the carries guy. He's the receptions guy.
Mm.
He's the receptions guy. Like he'll give you like 40, 50 yards on the ground, and then he'll give you the extra 50 yards in the air with about 6 or 7 catches, maybe a touchdown. He's like James Cook before James Cook blew up last year. I mean, or Alvin Kamara Jr. I've seen some people try to say he was Christian McCaffrey. Like I'm like, he's not Christian McCaffrey. Like not at all. He's more Alvin Kamara than Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, you say targets or receptions. He only had one of those, and that wasn't even a good one. That was a 5 yards, so they wasn't even using them to his full capability.
Well, I think because he got hurt, he injured his groin.
That would make more sense. He's questionable.
Yeah, he injured his groin. Then they gave Bucky Irvin the run, and Bucky Irvin really couldn't do much with that. Looks like Detroit can stop the run a little bit.
Yeah, well, he should be good at it.
Yeah.
They have the pieces. Yeah, that's one of my running back busts. My other one's DeAndre Swift.
He's going to bust every week.
Yeah, I know. But
he's going to bust every week.
Total yards is just trifling.
He's going to bust every week playing for that team. Until they get a semblance of a line, he's not going to be that good. He's not going to be that good.
He's just going to go this way because he ain't going to have too many more years in the league. So
yeah, because he's always hurt. Jamar Chase.
Ooh.
Bust. What are you doing? You're another one that cried for money. You didn't get it. But if you wanted it, I think now would be a good time to start playing like you want it. I am all in favor of you getting your money after the season.
Yeah.
Play your 4 years like everybody else. You're not special. You're a great wide receiver, but you're not special. You don't get special treatment over top of cats like Justin Jefferson, over cats like CD Lamb, over cats like Brandon Ayuk, cats that actually played all 4 of their rookie seasons, then got paid. So play.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're waiting for T. Higgins to get back on the field before you start showing your ass, but play.
Seriously. People got expectations for that team, and they need to be coming up short by a point. I mean, if he showed up and showed out, would have been a
Yeah.
different story. So,
And I got another one for you.
mhm.
Mahomes.
Mm.
Mahomes. He had 151 yards, a TD, a couple picks. A pick. Did he have a couple picks, or did he just have one? I know one got called back, and then one was caught by Taylor Britt. One was caught like he was on some Odell shit. Yeah.
He had. This way we should double check. We make sure I get the right one. Week 2, he had. So, my bad. Give me a second. Fuck. Sorry, I'm trying to use these Yahoo things for my information. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 18 for 151.
Okay. Yeah. I knew I was close.
Not a great game.
Not at all.
Not up to Mahomes' standards.
Yeah.
That's
Not
what
at
we.
all.
Yeah. Like that's what we would have expected out of Malik Willis.
Yes. Yes. That's exactly what we expected out of Malik Willis.
Mm-hmm.
You got another one?
George Pickens.
Now, George Pickens busted because they called back like 2 of his touchdowns, I believe.
Mm.
But he scored. He scored a couple times, and they both got called back. So if those calls stand,
Yeah,
he has a damn good week. He has a damn good week. But I'm not expecting much from Pickens with Fields under center.
right.
Maybe if Russ comes back, we may get something from Pitts. I mean not Pitts, from Pickens, but I'm not expecting it.
No, you think they're still gonna? Well, wait, didn't he say something about it earlier? About going back?
Russ coming back?
Yeah, when he comes back, it's not the status quo, something like that. I don't remember. I wasn't.
I'm not sure with them starting off at 2-0 with Fields under center. I'm not sure they go back to Russ right now.
That's what I'm. That's a big question I got.
I heard somebody say. Somebody said, "So you mean to tell me that if Pickett was still there, he'd be the starter?"
Right. Hell no.
Because that passing game is abysmal with Fields up there. I try to tell people Fields is not it. It's starting to look like that draft class. Nobody was it in that draft class. Fields is not it. Trey Lance was not it. Sunshine, he showed us a little bit of him being it, but I think right now he's really not it. Like they haven't won a game. They haven't won a game since last year.
Sunshine peaked freshman year at college.
Yeah. Yeah. Mac Jones, not it.
No, I don't know.
Not it. Not it. And Mac Jones is on the team with Sunshine. That's crazy.
Should be coming full circle like that.
Right. Right. That was your bust of the week.
Oh, I have Kyle Pitts too, but yeah. What else?
I did say we were going to shit on Kyle Pitts, didn't I? Bruh, Kyle Pitts. Tell me if you remember this play. It was a third down play. I believe it was either third or second down. I can't remember. But he caught a pass, and he had room to get the first down.
Mm-hmm.
And all he had to do was break a tackle or two. And he looked like he gave up as soon as he got hit. As soon as he got arms on him, he looked like he gave up.
It should be like that.
You are too big. My guy, Debo would have broke those 2 tackles and got that first down. Kyle Pitts just seems like he's on coast mode.
That could be it.
He's got the size. He's got the speed. He's got the talent. He's athletic enough, but he always seems like he is on coast mode. I need Kyle Pitts to come out there and play like
That's what
his
he's saying.
job
He's
is on
saying
the
you
line.
don't play hard, Kyle Pitts. He's saying you don't play very hard.
Yeah, and I don't like that.
Right.
I don't like that. I wouldn't want a guy like that on my team.
No.
If you're not going to play hard, what are you here for? We're trying to win games. We're trying to win games. We're trying, not just games, we're trying to win a Super Bowl. If you're not going to play hard, why are you here?
He just won his money.
That is crazy to me. That is crazy to me.
Well, the league's full of players like that. A lot of them with promise and potential like Pitts that just ain't that committed to it.
I don't like that.
The lifestyle.
I don't
They like the
I
money.
don't like that. That's why I stay away from him in fantasy football drafts. Like I will not. Kyle Pitts will never end up on any of my teams. Never.
Probably not
Never.
after this season for me either.
Yeah,
This is
if you
that's with me.
if you can't cook with Kirk Cousins, then you can't cook with nobody. Like Penix is not going to come in there and just automatically make you good.
Right.
So nah.
I mean, crazy shit is like last week. I'm pretty sure he's got like 7 targets and 6 catches. Pitt does, but they're not moving. He doesn't move it.
Empty calories.
Yeah, exactly.
Empty calories. So that was your bust of the week. Now we're about to get to these waiver wire picks. Let you guys know who's still available in leagues.
Give me what I want.
Waiver wire pickups.
And I am going to start with a guy that's only 3% rostered, but had 9 targets last week. And he caught 82, he had 82 yards and a TD.
Mm.
Jalen Tolbert for the Dallas Cowboys.
Ooh.
He is only 3% rostered. Hey, if you have the room on your roster, go and pick up Jalen Tolbert. Pick him up, sit him on the bench, stash him, see what he does this week, see how many targets he gets this week, so that you can know if you can start him going forward. But that's a guy that I would definitely pick up.
That is a smart pickup. Stash for a bye week. Since you started with wide receivers, I'm going to start with an obvious one at 5%. He played every snap in his last game. Ray McLeod.
And Ray also returns. So remember my little tip about the return yardage. And if you have return yards in your team on your league, Ray McLeod is a perfect person to pick up because he'll get return yardage and he gets a lot of targets. He gets a lot of targets.
He gets more than Kyle Pitts do, for damn sure.
As he should, because Kyle Pitts is trash.
Right.
And I like the prospect of Kyle Pitts, but he's trash.
Yeah, it's looking more and more that way. He need to break that idea. He need a big game more than anybody in the league do.
Hold up. What the hell league is this? Hold up. Before I get to my next one. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't need him in this league. All right. My next pickup, he is available in 29% of the Yahoo leagues. Mike Gesicki.
Yeah, he had a good game.
Good ass game last week.
Yeah.
Burrow targeted Mike Gesicki last week 9 times. Mike Gesicki had 7 catches for 91 yards.
Yeah.
I remember before the season started, GI16 was singing his praises of Mike Gesicki. I was looking at Mike Gesicki in a lot of leagues. I was like, you know what? Gesicki hasn't gotten his fair shake. And it's probably because he's not that great of a run blocker, but he's so good at pass catching. He is so good at pass catching. I'm like, he needs to latch on somewhere where they really don't need him to run block and need him to pass catch, and he can do wonders. He can do wonders. I feel like he's the one that's going to get the Tyler Boyd receptions this year.
Mm.
So if you imagine a tight end getting, I want to say maybe 60 to 70 targets, because I believe that's what Tyler Boyd got last year, about 60 to 70 targets.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want at tight end, because at the rate of what tight ends are getting nowadays, the numbers that tight ends are getting, like it's nobody with a real advantage. Like how Prom Kelsey, you had an advantage at the tight end position. Gronk, you had an advantage at the tight end position.
Mm-hmm.
For a couple of years, Darren Waller, you had an advantage at the tight end. There's not really an advantage at the tight end position this year so far.
Right.
So far, somebody may get locked in and may make it an advantage, but for right now, there's really no advantage at the tight end position.
My tight end, I think this one was used last week or a week before. At some point, it's been brought up. 2% owned in Yahoo. Had 8 targets last game. That's Greg Dulcich from Denver. It's like somebody's got to get those targets out there from Bo Nix, and it looks like it might be Dulcich because, I mean, eight targets for a tight end, that's pretty good, especially the way the season's been playing out.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to get that benefit.
Somebody's got to catch the pass. Somebody got to catch the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at tight ends this year, through 2 weeks. The number one tight end in PPR league, point wise, is Isaiah Likely. Number 2 is Brock Bowers. Number 3 is George Kittle. Number 4 is Trey McBride. Number 5 is somebody. He's 50% owned, but I can guarantee you that just happened. Hunter Henry.
Yeah, he wasn't on anybody's boards a week ago.
And I'm going to give you another tight end. If you just need a start spot, he's 11% owned. Had a really good game last week. Zach Ertz. He had 4 targets, but he did the most with those targets. Caught all 4 for 62 yards.
Okay, I'm glad to hear it as an Eagles fan. It makes me happy.
Yeah, so he is so far in the year, he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's the number 8 tight end, point wise. So that just lets you know, and he's only at 16 points. So that lets you know how bad tight ends have been this year. The number one tight end has scored 42 points, and that all mainly came from one game. So yeah, tight ends have been pretty bad this year.
Actually, I have McBride as my number 1 and Kittle as my number 2 this week.
Okay.
Bowers 3, Laporta 4. I'm still trying to give Laporta the benefit of the doubt. All right. What's next? Oh, wait. I moved off my spot. Oh, okay. Yeah, I said Dulcich. You said. All right. What position am I talking here?
I got a wide receiver.
Yeah.
I got a wide receiver that you might want to look at. They had 12 targets last week. They have 4 this week. But with the 4 that they had, they ended up catching 2 passes and a touchdown. So they had 2 pretty good fantasy weeks back to back. Wan'Dale Robinson. Stash him. He's only rostered in 20% of Yahoo leagues. So you might want to stash him. And I got another person that you may want to stash. Week 1 they had 6 targets. Week 2 they had 8 targets, and they're
Ooh.
available. They're available in 98% of the Yahoo leagues.
Ooh.
Elijah Moore.
Ooh. Number 2 in New York, right?
No,
No,
he's
on the New York team?
number 3 in Cleveland.
Damn. Wow.
The number 3 target in Cleveland is getting 8 targets, 6 targets. Chase the targets.
Yeah.
This is, chase targets. Targets turn into production more often than not. So chase the targets, and you want to stash these guys. You don't want to just pick them up. You don't just want to just throw them out there. You get these guys that are lowly rostered, and you put them on your bench, and you see if those targets turn into production. And once you start to see, give it a couple weeks, once you start to see that production being a consistent thing, those targets turn into catches, those catches turn into yards, those yards turn into touchdowns. Once you see that happen, then you should know right then and there, hey, this is somebody I'm starting for the rest of the season. Especially in PPR leagues. PPR leagues definitely chase those targets.
You're right. I mean, yeah, targets equal catches. PPR league, yeah. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You
got another one?
Yeah. This one, he's had 10 targets in the last 2 games. He's sitting at 13% on Yahoo, but in the next man business of the NFL, he's the next man up in Los Angeles. That's Tyler Johnson.
I like Tyler Johnson. I had picked up Tyler Johnson this week.
Nice.
I'm going to hold him and see what he's going to do. I need to see how many leagues this guy is owned in, because I'm pretty sure he's probably owned in a lot.
13%. He's owned in 13% of leagues.
That's Tyler Johnson, right?
Mm-hmm. People don't even know he exists yet.
All right, so Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
He's only rostered in 34% of the leagues, of Yahoo leagues. And he could play this week. Carson Steele is going to get the first run. We don't know when Pacheco's coming back. Carson Steele's going to get the first run. What you're going to want to do, if you can afford, if you got roster space, because this is a team that's good for running. And they've been good for running since Kareem Hunt was first there. What you're going to want to do is roster them both if you can. One of them is going to break out. One of them is going to break out. My money is on Kareem Hunt, and I'm going to tell you why my money is on Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt knows the offense. He knows the offense. This is the best quarterback he's ever played with. This is going to be the best offense he's ever played in. Cleveland offense was cool, but Cleveland has never had a quarterback like Pat Mahomes. And when was the last time Kareem Hunt really showed his ass? When he played with Pat Mahomes. This could be the missing element that Pat Mahomes needs to unlock his true self. Because from what I'm seeing, Hollywood Brown's not coming back this year. From what I read. Like, I'm glad I canceled those couple of waiver wires I had for him. I said, hold up. They just said he was going to miss 4 games. What happened? They said he got the surgery. He may be down for the year. I'm like, oh, damn. That was going to be my little secret weapon. But I feel like Kareem Hunt, whatever he don't get through the tackles, he's going to get there. He's going to vulture TDs.
Absolutely.
He's going to vulture TDs. I'm pretty sure they trust him on the goal line more than they trust P. Ryan or Steele?
Yeah, I would. You don't know what you're gonna get out of Steele and P Ryan.
Right.
Like, yeah, we already know what he is.
So watch this next Kansas City game closely and see how the runs are divvied up. See who gets the most run, and you just take it from there.
Thanks.
You got anybody else?
Not at running back. I was going to say Ray Davis, but I'll wait and see on that one. Skylar Thompson, and Justin Fields. I mean, if you're desperate, Justin Fields. If you just lost Tua, you probably can pick up Skylar Thompson. Don't know what you're going to get out of him, but he's got weapons, so he's got a fighting chance.
Yeah, he's got weapons and he has a fighting chance. Cool. Wow. If you really need a quarterback, this guy's available in 5% of leagues, and one slip up and he's back at starting position. Russell Wilson. That's if you're really desperate. If you're really desperate, you're in a 2-quarterback league and you really don't have a third guy. Yeah, Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. One of those leagues. That's why I'm hoping on Winston to show up.
Yeah. I want to say a lot going to shake out over the next 3 to 4 games. Mm-hmm. And some of these quarterbacks that are starting are probably not going to be starting.
Right.
So if you got room, go on and roster you Russell Wilson. See what he does. Go on and roster you Jameis Winston and see what he does. Because who knew Andy Dalton was going to be starting over in Carolina after week 2? Nobody. Because we all said to ourselves, well, no matter how bad Young is, he's better than Andy Dalton.
Right. Apparently not.
Apparently not. So on that note, I'm going to go to the next topic because I want to talk some trade targets.
Okay.
All right. So with Andy Dalton now, the quarterback, the QB1 in Minnesota, in Carolina, I expect there to be an uptick in offense.
Right.
And I expect. Okay.
Yeah.
And we are back. So I was saying, now that Andy Dalton is the quarterback in Carolina, I expect some uptick in the offense. So I might be trying to buy low on Deontay Johnson. And I might be trying to buy even lower on Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
Because I feel like one of those two are going to be his go-to guys. One of them is going to have to eat. One of them. And I'm much more maligned to think that it's going to be Deontay Johnson. Mainly because he's faster. And he can. One thing Deontay Johnson can do is get open. There's one thing he can do is get open. Now, catching the ball, that's a whole nother thing. Because he had a lot of drops. But he can get open. And I feel like now would be a good time to try to buy low on Deontay Johnson. Another buy low target. And I'm only saying this if they have another week like they had the first 2 weeks. If Garrett Wilson doesn't get on page with Aaron Rodgers this week, I'm buying low on Garrett Wilson, mainly because I know by the time the season is over, by the time the fantasy football playoffs roll around, Garrett Wilson gonna be cooking. Because I don't see. I saw Garrett Wilson cook with Mike White. I saw Garrett Wilson do some good things with. He's got 1,000 yards every year with some shit ass Jets QBs.
Mhm.
You're trying to tell me that he can't pull 1,000 yards with a Hall of Fame quarterback? So yeah, I'm buying low. If Garrett Wilson has another bad week, I'm buying low on Garrett Wilson.
Mm.
If I have Garrett Wilson, which I have Garrett Wilson in one of my leagues, I'm not selling. I'm holding.
I got one for you.
Okay. What you got for me?
Derek Carr.
I'm selling Derek Carr high.
Okay.
I'm selling Derek Carr high. And I may try to sell Kirk Cousins high. And with Kirk Cousins, it's going to involve me some selling. Hey man, you see what he did against the Eagles on Monday. Kirk Cousins like he back. You remember what Kirk Cousins did last year? You know, Kirk Cousins was the number one quarterback before he got hurt. I'm trying to sell Kirk Cousins.
Right.
But only if you have viable options. Like if you have Josh Allen as your number one, as your number one quarterback, you have Pat Mahomes, you have CJ, you have I'm trying to think of who else is really, really good right now. Joe Burrow did have a pretty good game this last week. I would definitely play Joe Burrow over Kirk Cousins.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I'm selling both of them guys high. Now, what are you doing with CMC? You holding or you selling?
I'm holding.
You holding? Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, if he comes back and he produces what, or at least 90% of what he usually gets, he's still going to be top 5 rest of the season at his position.
Yeah, and he will help you win a league.
Yeah.
Like, because as the end of the season ramps up, I expect if no setbacks happen,
Right.
I expect him to come back. He'll slowly get back into it. You know, he'll be splitting carries with Mason. So we'll slowly ease him back into the game, slowly. And then towards the end of the year, like right around the time when the fantasy football playoffs roll around, that's when he's going to start ramping up, getting 20 to 25 touches a game. So in my perfect world, when he does come back, we'll use him and Mason like Detroit uses Gibbs and Montgomery.
Yeah, I mean, Mason showed he can produce in the system, so
yes,
he's earned the future reps even with McCaffrey back.
Yes, I would be splitting. I'd be splitting those drives up. And during Mason's drive, I'd bring McCaffrey in on third downs and split them out.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Put them both out there.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, like I would pick your poison. I'd be playing with teams if I'm Kyle Shanahan.
Well, they got the weapons. That's what you got them for. Use them. Put them out there.
Yeah. So yeah, we're holding on to CMC over here. Who is a good trade target right now? Somebody that. Oh,
I was going to say Diggs.
I'm selling Sam Laporta high. High. I'm selling Sam Laporta high. Somebody needs a tight end right now. I'm in a league where I got McBride and I got Sam Laporta. I'm going to look to see who I'm going to cook in a trade with Sam Laporta. Like, I don't need both of these guys.
True.
Because it's only one tight end spot, and I do not need both of these guys. So
Right.
I'm going to try to see what running back or what wide receiver I can get back for Sam Laporta.
Right.
Hopefully, off of name recognition, somebody say, "Oh, Sam Laporta for my Tank Dell." Bet.
Mm-hmm. How about since talking about Mark Andrews? Where's his value? Is he a sell or a buy?
I'm selling Mark Andrews. Honestly, I don't in this offense how it's run. I don't see brighter days for Mark Andrews. Like,
Right, they'll be using him more as a blocker than a receiver.
yeah, I don't see brighter days for Mark. I don't think Mark Andrews is going to be a top 5 wide receiver this year. I mean, top 5 tight end this year. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't think he's done. I don't think he's done.
Right.
I really don't think he's done. I just think it's the offense.
Schematically, he won't produce because they'll keep him in line.
Yeah.
They got likely to go split out wide or, take most of the receptions.
Yeah. 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 Well, maybe they should use Derrick Henry more.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Should use Derrick Henry more. That should be job one.
Speaking of Henry, are we selling or are we keeping?
Oh, I mean, what the coach said makes me want to sell because he had a decent game, but he gets 80 yards in the red zone touches. He's got value, but he's not always going to get that in this offense. It seems. So
What I don't understand is why he's not used in the pass game more. See, there's this misconception.
I've always said that he can't do it, but I've never seen proof that he can't do it.
There's this big misconception that Derrick Henry is not good in the pass game. In 2022, Derrick Henry had 41 targets. Out of those 41 targets, he caught 33 of those for 396 yards.
That's good. That's solid. That's effective.
Very effective.
Yeah.
Very effective. And that went with his 1,300 rushing yards on the ground. So you can't tell me this guy is not effective when he's catching passes at 10 yards a clip.
Right. Man, I've never understood the perception. That's just what they've always said. He wasn't good out of the backfield. But I've never seen this.
That's
proof.
bullshit. That is bullshit. He's not good out the backfield. Right. Teams just want to run him down the middle and be lazy with it. Like if you get a real good offensive coordinator, I tell you what. Greg Roman. Greg Roman would have got the best out of Derrick Henry this year.
Oh yeah, that's peanut butter and jelly right there.
Exactly. Yeah. We all hate Greg Roman. If you are a Raven, 49er Buffalo Bills fan, you probably hate Greg Roman. But I guarantee you, Greg Roman would have had that offense humming this year, and Derrick Henry would have ate. Derrick Henry would have ate a lot.
Derrick Henry's the running back they were hoping to get to having and fucking Dobbins and Edwards.
Right. He's better than both of them, and he's better than Mark Ingram. He's better than Mark Ingram, and Mark Ingram had a hell of a year with the Ravens. So, yeah, Ravens might need Greg Roman back.
Sad.
Cool. We got any other targets that we're looking for?
Let me see. Let me look at my team in general for idea. My team could be looking for. Well, I'm obviously looking for a quarterback, but I'm also in the market for a decent wide receiver, decent tight end. If I looked around the board, who would be a fair offer for, say, Singletary and Johnson? Who would be and Quentin Johnson? Who would be a fair offer for that?
For Devin Singletary?
Singletary and Quentin Johnson.
For Singletary, you could probably buy low on Singletary. At least for another week. If he has another decent game, somebody's going to try to rake you over a shovel or whatever the saying is. Quentin Johnson. I don't think anybody's going to sell you Quentin Johnson right now because they're trying to hold and see if he's going to be the guy. At least that's what I would be doing. Unless you're trying to give me more in return than what I'm giving you, I'm looking at Quentin Johnson as a hold candidate right now.
Okay. Yeah. That's,
now, Baker Mayfield, are we selling or are we holding Baker Mayfield?
Is this a 2 QB league?
Yeah, 2 QB league.
I'm holding him. I mean, if he's my first one I drafted, I'm holding him. If it's the second, I'm going to see what I can get for him. I'm sure I have an adequate backup sitting there if I grab Mayfield. Mayfield would have been, the 7th off the board?
Right.
So I probably would have grabbed another one 2 rounds later, around the 11th or 12th, and that would be, I don't know, one of the shitty ones, I guess.
Okay.
Or Herbert or something. Yeah.
Oh my God, Herbert has been such a disappointment, but we all knew it.
Yeah.
We all knew it. Yeah. So I think we've come up with some nice trade targets for week 2. As the season progresses, it's only gonna ramp up. Like we're gonna start to see who these teams and who these players really are, and then we will know who we're going after.
Yeah. Still got a few weeks before the deadline.
But real quick, he's still out there, y'all.
3%. Damn. So might need to grab him.
Somebody need to grab him. All right.
We can't get all the catches.
Thursday night preview.
Okay.
I'm not expecting much out this game.
This is gonna be a defensive battle-ish.
Yeah, they were cooking the first 2 weeks. I don't know what this is.
Nah.
You know what? Why are they trying to AFC East us to death?
Right.
Last week it was the Bills versus the Dolphins. This week it's the Patriots versus the Jets. Can some other divisions get on Thursday Night Football?
Please stop giving us the worst division in football. And they got the Pats and the Jets in that division. I don't want to watch that.
Right.
Let me see. What is this matchup? England at New York. Jets a 6-point favorite. Jets are a 6-point favorite. I never thought I'd see that day.
Well, they got a good defense, and they got a good defense, and they got finally a quarterback, a decent quarterback, decent to good quarterback.
I guess both teams could say that, yeah. Both teams have a solid. This could actually be a good game. I mean, it goes 2 rival teams, and they're both mid. They're expecting it could be a surprisingly good game.
So for the Patriots, we're starting Ramondre, Antonio Gibson, and Hunter Henry.
Yep.
That's it. Yep. DeMario Douglas, no. Jalen Polk, no. Those are the only 3.
Mm.
On the Jets, are we? Is this the week we start Mike Williams?
I didn't even know Mike Williams was there. No. Although this would be the perfect time for him to be an X factor because that's what this game's going to need. Someone we're not expecting is going to take over this game. It's that kind of game. No, I mean, I wouldn't. I could see why a person would take their chance, but I wouldn't do it. Not until he's showing something. Wilson, Hall, and the Vulture, whose name I'm drawing a blank on right now, due to Vulture. The Vulture.
Braylon Allen.
Yeah, stole 2 touchdowns last week. And I guess Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I'm not fond of him, but I don't know. Some people would probably start him.
You gotta start Aaron Rodgers. You gotta start Aaron Rodgers. If you have no other options, you got no other options. You definitely got to start Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I still don't know what to make of New England, but that running the ball and playing stout defense seems to work for them.
Yeah, defense is phenomenal.
It's going to be a battle.
Phenomenal with them. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. Hopefully, it's a good game.
I'm expecting it to be a good game. Maybe not a high score, maybe not. But it's going to be a good competitive fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the over/under for this game?
The over/under is low. Hold on. What, 38?
Of course.
38.5. Yeah, 38.5.
38.5. I say smash the under.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, definitely smash the under.
Yeah, this could be like a fucking 15-10 or some shit.
But this is the week, Garrett Wilson. This is the week I'm calling my shot. This is the week Garrett Wilson gets 7 catches, 95 yards, and a TD. No. 7 catches, 92 yards, and a TD.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm calling my shot.
It's a good average.
Calling my shot.
At that. That's 14 a catch. No one would be mad at that.
Right.
There's a lot of bad games on the schedule this week.
Yeah, it's a lot of pretty good games this week. Pretty good games for fantasy.
Yeah. Detroit, Arizona is going to be a battle. Philadelphia, New Orleans, Kansas City, Atlanta. There's some games here.
Us versus 49ers versus Rams. That's going to be a battle.
Absolutely. And then you get like Chicago, Indianapolis, and Carolina, Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we got next on the docket, we're going to come through. We may or may not have a guest this weekend, somebody from the fantasy league. I don't know. We got to figure that out. But we're going to, of course, preview all the games coming up this weekend. We're going to do the starts and sits. And we're going to get you guys ready for the weekend. Like I said, we're going to try to win you your leagues this year. So God help us. Hey, God help y'all.
Right? Not to plug my shit, but I mean, if they need some further assistance, they can go on the Live from the Bench Facebook page and look at my top 10s by positions for the week. The best matchups, yeah.
Yeah, definitely check all that information out. Definitely check all that information out. And also, we're going to come back. I'm not sure if Young Christ, the Jesus, is going to make an appearance this weekend, but Garfield is definitely going to give us his number 1 kicker for the weekend. But for now, we signing off, and we look forward to seeing y'all again this weekend. So, hey.
That's what you do.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So let's wish for success, and let's wish that Florida State finally gets a win this weekend. God damn it. This is the Fantasy Football Avengers signing out.
Thank you for watching the Fantasy Football Adventures podcast. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Links in the description.